A lot like life, right? Yo-yos? Yes, sir. Yeah. So we're continuing our series this morning on the Gospel of John. And actually, this morning, we're actually going to lean into the verse that I'm guessing all of us know so well. But I don't know about you, but as I was leaning into this and studying it, for the first time, things that I've seen 100 times at least, I'm guessing, in my Christian walk, I hadn't seen before. So that's why this morning you'll notice the title of the message, Surviving Snake Bites, which is kind of interesting because we always read John 3:16, but we miss John 3:15. We'll get to that in a moment. So let me begin first. Remember, just let me set it up. This is the conversation between Jesus and Nicodemus. And last week we heard Nicodemus asking Jesus about these kinds of things. You know, how does a person become born again? Jesus told me, he had to do that, and Nicodemus was almost chastised by Jesus to say, "You really didn't get this. You, of all people who are studied as a learned man within the Jewish tradition, didn't get it." But if you will, you can follow along with your worship notes there this morning's reading. Beginning with verse 14. "Just as Moses lifted up the snake in the wilderness, so the Son of Man must be lifted up." Let me read that again. "Just as Moses lifted up the snake in the wilderness, so the Son of Man must be lifted up, that everyone who believes may have eternal life in him." And then the verse we all know. "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him. Whoever believes in him is not condemned, but whoever does not believe stands condemned already because they have not believed in the name of God's one and only Son. This is the verdict. Light has come into the world, but people loved darkness instead of light because their deeds were evil. Everyone who does evil hates the light and will not come into the light for fear that their deeds will be exposed. But whoever lives by the truth comes into the light so that it may be seen plainly that what they have done has been done in the sight of God." This is the reading of God's Word. Let's pray. Father, as we look at this scripture and this particular portion this morning, may we see it new in a fresh way. It has a verse that so many of us learned even in our childhood about your love for us. But this morning I pray that we would see maybe some nuances and some things about this verse that in the context in which you've placed it in this story as we look at this Gospel of John. So send your Holy Spirit to illuminate us, help us understand your desire for us as your people, even as we were reminded that even in the children's moment about your love for us and how there is a connection. And so even as we've begun this book of John, Jesus, we know that we're reminded that you took on flesh and moved into the neighborhood. And you know our stories, and you know our pains, and you know our trials. And so this morning I just pray that this word of yours would become fresh and new to each of us. And for those of us that maybe haven't heard it before, may it become even more new in a way that can offer us encouragement as we go forward each day to live our lives. In a world that's so broken, in a world that's so just in need of your love. And so we just thank you for that privilege and pray it now. And all God's people said, amen. So last week we began looking at this dialogue that Jesus is having with this guy named Nicodemus. He's a Pharisee. And in that, Jesus basically asserted to him that human beings must be born again in order to see. And he actually goes on to say, not only to see the kingdom of God, but actually be able to enter the kingdom of God. And what's interesting here is that Nicholas is baffled. And so in verse 9 from last week, Nicodemus says to Jesus, "How can these things be?" And then immediately receives some chiding from Jesus for not understanding his teaching because Nicodemus should have known better because of how learned he was. And then, so Jesus, as he begins to answer Nicodemus' question, what I really found fascinating here is that Jesus takes Nicodemus back to something in the Old Testament, and that's where we began reading here. "Just as Moses lifted up the snake in the wilderness, so the Son of Man must be lifted up, that everyone who believes may have eternal life." You see, Jesus was referring here to an event that took place during when the ancient Israelites were in the wilderness, when they were walking their 40 years. And so we'll take a look here, go to the book of Numbers, if you want, and where this story is unfolded in its original context. And so let me just read a little bit of this to give you the understanding. Then they journeyed from Mount Hor by the way to the Red Sea to go around the land of Edom, and the soul of the people became very discouraged on the way. And the people spoke against God and against Moses. Why have you brought us out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no food and no water, and our soul loathes this worthless bread. So the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and many of the people of Israel died. I mean, this is crazy, a crazy story. God delivers the Israelites from slavery in Egypt. And then the story we don't hear, but is actually referred to here, is that they want food, and so God provides manna from heaven. But like the Israelites, and to be honest, I think their story isn't much different than our story in the sense that we grumble a lot as God's people, and that we don't think that God's in control. And so to be reminded with the yo-yo, or to be reminded with this story. And so it's interesting that in this great verse that we're going to come to here in just a moment, that Jesus, as he wants to tell Nicodemus about what life looks like, and needs to look like in a spiritual way, he goes back to this ancient story to remind him. Now it's interesting that these Israelites, as they journeyed to Canaan, the people became impatient and began to speak against God and Moses. And I don't know about you, but when I read these stories in the Old Testament, I'm reminded of my own journey, my own unhappiness, my own desire sometimes that are sort of messed with because of my plan or because of how I don't see God showing up. And so the Israelites, think about this, they express their unhappiness, and it's written here literally for thousands of years for us to continue to read. And so we need to sort of pay attention to that. Because first of all, it gives us encouragement, I think, because if they didn't get it and they saw God, how did we living in 2017 get it? But I want us to see here that there was a rebellion. And out of that rebellion, because the Israelites were not happy, what did God do? Well, he sent a plague on the people. Now, he didn't send a plague to the Egyptians, as we just saw earlier in the story in the book of Exodus, but he sends a plague against the Israelites. And he sends something that's kind of messy, that messes with me. I don't know about you. He sends, according to the story, an infestation of poisonous snakes who, according to the story, whose venom is described as being like fire. The snakes bit the people, and the story tells us that many of them died. Now, when you think about this story, this is one of those crazy stories that from my days doing youth ministry, I always love to tell students because it sort of engages at a new level. But you know what, it makes me think about this. And when I think about snakes, I think about this. Check out this clip. Snake. Why did it have to be snakes in these sets? I love this guy.
Asps. Very dangerous.
Asps, very dangerous.
You go first.
You go first, Andy. Okay. Exactly, snakes. I mean, who likes snakes, right? Really, I mean, it's crazy. And to be honest, I was reminded as I was reading the scripture as we were in Colorado, because, put up the first picture. You really can't see this, but this is actually, the last day, we were in about 15 miles in the backcountry of Colorado, in this amazing home that some folks put us up for, just to relax. And I walked out the back door probably 6 times to look at the beautiful vista. But down in the corner of the back door, that's actually the doormat. You see the stone. You see actually right there the guard that sort of wiped their feet off. Next picture. Get you a little closer here. I don't know if you can see it, but right above it, now the next picture you'll see. There he is. It's a rattlesnake. And it was interesting as we were actually driving into the facility back this long dirt road. One of our friends, Phil, mentioned to me, he says, now you know we really are at about 7,000 feet here, so you don't really have to worry about rattlesnakes. And it's like, okay, that's good to know. And then within about 17 minutes of him saying that, we walked out, and then it was interesting. Our host later, we sort of closed that door and didn't go back outside. And I was told this is actually a little feller. He was only about 12 inches long, but they apparently bite worse than adults. So anyhow, it's kind of interesting. But our host actually grabbed him with a snow shovel and threw him out into the grasslands there, which then made Melinda and I even more uncomfortable as we sort of went for walks. It's like, where are we? But it's interesting that when you think about this, when snakes sort of unsettle us, that the snake was God's judgment against his people in the story for Numbers. And so I find it interesting that as Jesus begins to talk to Nicodemus, a Pharisee who should have known, that he goes back to this particular story. Now let me continue here, because God offered a remedy. Even though he chastised his people because he was unhappy with them because of their grumbling. And so let's continue here in the book of Numbers. Continuing, therefore the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord and against you. Pray the Lord that he may take away the serpents from us. So Moses prayed for the people, and then the Lord said to Moses, make a fiery serpent and set it on a pole, and it shall be that everyone who is bitten, when he looks at it, shall live. And so Moses made a bronze serpent and put it on a pole, and so it was, if the serpent had bitten anyone, when he looked at the bronze serpent, he lived. Now, I want you to see that the thing I love about just in my own faith journey, the way that God continues to, I see him working, is that every time we mess up, every time from literally Adam and Eve in the garden until to today, God offers a solution. Every time we do what we're not supposed to, God comes in and picks us up and rescues us. Now, there's a couple things that aren't necessarily clear in this story. And the reality is this, is that a number of people who died because they didn't pay attention to what God offered them. And so it's interesting when you think about that in this story, that's what Jesus leans into telling Nicodemus. And so we know from reading here in Numbers that some of the people clearly repented, but the implication of the text is that some of those who were bitten looked at the bronze serpent and others did not. And see, that's a very similar analogy to our own faith stories, if you will. And it's interesting that later in Scripture, in the book of 2 Kings, this guy named King Hezekiah, he actually gets to a point where he has to, it's literally hundreds of years after this episode in Numbers, he actually has to take that serpent that's made out of bronze and has to destroy it because people turned it into an idol. But again, how is that not like us? We take things that God does for us and then we misuse them in a way that he really doesn't want us to use and ends up really causing us more trouble than God would desire for us to have. So let's go back to the story here with Nicodemus. So what was Jesus' point in relating the story of the bronze serpent to Nicodemus? First of all, I want to suggest that he was trying to make a comparison. After asking Nicodemus to recall the incident from the Old Testament, Jesus declares in verse 14, as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. And so Jesus used an expression here that carries more than one meaning. I mean, we know this scripture from when the prophet Isaiah meets God in the temple. The writer says he saw the Lord, Isaiah chapter 6, verse 1. He saw the Lord high and lifted up. But in this context, and again, you got to think about it with first century eyes, Nicodemus is trying to understand something that's rather new for him. And yet, it really isn't all that new if you really have studied the scriptures. And that's why we're looking at the book of John to sort of see John's attempt to help us see in our own faith journey how God wants to walk with us. See, when Jesus uses the phrase lifted up, he was speaking more directly to what was about to happen for people to enter his kingdom. That he was going to be lifted up on a cross. And that he was going to become in one sense, the substitute serpent. They were going to have to look to him, if you will. In fact, my thinking on this is that he had to take on himself, literally, the poison of sin on the cross. And that's why the cross becomes such an important part for us as Christ followers. And then we get to verse 15. Jesus then went on to say, he must be lifted up on the cross so that whoever who believes in the Son of Man should have eternal life. Now, you see, think about this. This statement actually parallels the same situation that the Israelites were in. The people who had been bitten by the poisonous snakes were going to die. So God gave them a remedy to preserve them from certain destruction. And Jesus told Nicodemus that we too are in this state, that apart from Jesus, apart from the cross, we are exposed to death and destruction as those people who have been bitten by deadly snakes. In fact, that's the thing you've heard me say many times, to be reminded that all of us in this one room, the one thing we share along with all of humanity, and even this morning as I looked out my front door and saw a poor squirrel that didn't quite make it across the street, is that we die. And the reason we die is because things are not right, that there is sin in the world. Now, getting here to verse 16, I want to suggest that this is probably the most distorted verse in all of Scripture, as we understand it. I mean, it's the verse that whenever you watch a football game or you watch a basketball game, there's always some crazy guy with crazy hair with John 3:16 on his shirt or on a sign. And it's interesting that if you actually look, like this morning, in my book, in my version of the Bible, these words are all in red. Now, I want to suggest here that it's kind of interesting because they were supposedly spoken by Jesus. But I think if you actually look at how this is laid out here, John 3:16, that I'm not sure that Jesus actually said it. I actually think that it was John who said it, just because of how the scholars say that this is properly interpreted. But that doesn't make any less that this is the Word of God. And so we see John 3:16 as written by John, and we see, what does that offer us? It's because it's this idea of what is it that God wants for us. Rather, we want to know specifically this morning that God's love is so deep and so profound that he sent his only begotten Son. Now, I want us to see, too, as we look at this verse, there's some things it doesn't mean. And this is where us, as Presbyterians, are very clear in our theology. You know, we are very clear that Jesus is the only way to heaven. Jesus is very clear here, John is very clear here in the Word of God, to say that God has not sent a bunch of saviors. It's not about Buddha and others. It's about Jesus. And that if you want to go to heaven, that your relationship with Jesus is really all that matters. Now, this is where it gets kind of complicated, because when we read this, it doesn't say that God loved the world, but that he loved the world and he sent his Son, and that's how much he loved the world. So let me just lay it out this way. Suppose there actually is a God in heaven, and suppose that God created the world and everything in it. And let's suppose that in the process of making all the species of birds and fish and animals, he formed human beings in his image and gave them the most exalted position in all of creation. Suppose that he said, "You will be holy, even as I am holy," and give them only one command to obey. But you know what's amazing is we know the story, and as it's pointed out, is that it doesn't even seem like 15 minutes, and they already revolted against God. And then we see the story of Numbers, and then we think about our own lives, and we see the judgment that comes. But then at the same time, God says, suppose God says this, "I'm going to provide a way for you to escape my judgment." And he calls then, when we begin the story with Abraham, he calls Abraham out of paganism, and he brings him to himself, and he says, "I'm going to make you the father of a great nation." And then let's suppose that he blessed all the descendants of Abraham and expands them into not only the whole nation, but the whole world. And he basically says that through this nation I'm going to bless the world. But then what happens there? That nation, and we see it from literally from Genesis through the end of the Old Testament, they turn against God. And then in that we see stories of prophets who God sends to his people to tell them to come back to him, just as an unfaithful spouse returns to his or her partner. But you know what? They did. People killed the prophets. And then finally, suppose God finally says this, "I love you so much that even though you are a stiff-necked people," that's actually a scripture phrase there, "that I'm going to send my eternal, only begotten Son to you." But the people rose up against his Son and crucified him. Now, the tension in that is that it takes the death of Christ to be able to make the death of death to be able to rescue us. And that's why we celebrate the resurrection on Easter Sunday. Suppose that as we understand this, that God loved people enough in all of this that while they were in the very act of killing his son, he actually takes and transfers the sins of his people to his son and says, if you'll put your trust in him, if you'll look to him, if you'll confess your sins and believe in him, you'll have eternal life. So, what's amazing is that who gets angry here? I mean, some people, when you tell them that Jesus is the only way, that unsettles them. But you know what? The question really isn't why is there only one way, but to be honest, why is there even a way? Why is it that God would even spend time to rescue us? And it's because of his desire to be in a relationship with us. And that's the joy for us. You know what? We need to understand that our culture says if God provides only one way of salvation, he really doesn't love the world. That's not true. He desires holiness. And so that's the tension in which we live as his followers. Our culture does not perceive the way God's love works as it's been offered through Jesus. And that's because in the same breath, you really can't mention men like Muhammad or Buddha or Confucius because their story is a different story. God's story through Jesus is one that's eternal and offers us all. Even if you think about the great creeds that we use. The Nicene Creed says this, for us men and for our salvation came down from heaven and was made man, was crucified also for us under Pontius Pilate, was suffered and was buried. You see, Jesus came to save. Verses 17 and 18 here, John goes on to say, for God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. He who believes in him is not condemned. And so, if we look at that, and if you read that, a couple times you'll see it couldn't be any clearer. Jesus came into the world to save people. And we are like those people that were there in numbers, being bitten by fiery serpents. But the good thing is there is a remedy. And just as the Israelites could look at the uplifted bronze serpent and be saved, we look to Christ. In fact, every Sunday we sit here and we probably don't really pay attention to it, but the cross is there to remind us of the sacrifice that Christ has offered for us. And he stands between us and eternity and offers us the life. But let's continue to read through here. Because he also points out, Jesus does, in this conversation with Nicodemus, sort of the terrifying alternative, if you will. John says, verse 18, but he who does not believe is condemned already, because he has not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. So those who look to Christ escape condemnation, but those who refuse to trust him are good as condemned already. And I know that's a hard thing for us to hear. And yet it's the reality and the truth of Scripture. Sometimes we wonder why anyone would refuse to look to Christ and live. It's interesting, I mentioned last week the story of the young man I met on the bike ride, JC. When I asked JC how he got into this recovery program there in Cheyenne, Wyoming, he said one simple word, Jesus. And he knew that if he didn't embrace Jesus, and that from that point going forward, that his addiction to heroin would be repeated very quickly because he knew that the heroin had that kind of handle on him, that kind of grasp on him. So he needed to see something greater and understand, and that's who Jesus is. Now let's continue on through here as we wrap up today's reading. John lays out this verdict. He says, this light is coming into the world, but people love darkness instead of light because their deeds were evil. Everyone who does evil hates the light and will not come into the light for fear that their deeds will be exposed. But whoever lives by the truth comes into the light so that it may be seen plainly that what they have done has been done in the sight of God. You see, the Scripture is very clear. Jesus, again, he's speaking here. He's pointing out our natural state. We are in darkness. And so nothing terrifies us more than the appearance of light. But you know what's interesting here, and it's interesting, I don't know if you see this, but if you go back and read John chapter 1, be reminded that we were introduced there that Jesus was the light of the world. Remember that? And that light shines in the darkness, John says. So people love the darkness because their deeds are evil. You see, we need to be reminded that that's our nature. We are children of darkness. It is against the nature of a child of darkness to come to the light because he knows the light represents exposure and humiliation. Now, even as Christians, we still sort of feel that tug in our heart that causes us to look for a place to hide in darkness rather than seeking the light of Christ because we somehow think that God's going to judge us. No, that's the thing that's the beauty of this. We need to be reminded of what he offers us. God says here again, he pointed out, this is the verdict. Light is coming to the world, but people love darkness instead of light because their deeds were evil. Everyone who does evil hates the light and will not come into the light for fear that their deeds will be exposed. You see, it's the good news that snake-bitten people affected by poison that goes to the depth of their souls, can look to the cross and find salvation. That's the gospel. That's the good news. In a nutshell, that's the gospel Nicodemus heard from the very lips of Jesus in the darkness of the night. But whoever lives by the truth comes into the light, so that it may be seen plainly that what they have done has been done in the sight of God. So I hope as you look at this particular reading this morning, you see how much it is that God desires to be in relationship with each of us. And again, I extend that invitation that if you've not made that profession of faith, to know who Jesus is, that you do that. That he desires nothing but the best for you. And yet there is a process there, like the ancient Israelites, that you have to look to the cross. You have to embrace the cross. And you have to not only seek it, but you have to enter in to be part of the kingdom. Let's pray. God, thank you for sending your Son. Thank you, Jesus, for taking on that mission to rescuing us, to offering the remedy. Thank you that in our brokenness and our wounding, that we can be reminded, even as the analogy, even of the yo-yo string, of being pulled back to you, your desire for us, your desire to be in relationship with us. And yet the things that come against us. And so this morning as we lean into the beauty of the day, may we be reminded of your sacrifice, Jesus. Not just to rescue us from heaven, from hell so that we go to heaven, but to know that that rescue is about empowering us to offer our life to others that are broken and disconnected. And so this morning we just thank you that you've redeemed us, you've restored us, but you've called us to a higher purpose. And so this morning we just pray that your Holy Spirit would guide us in that you would show us your affection for us, the love that you have for us, but for us not to miss the fact that you are the only way, and to embrace you with all that we are, to know that in those times of day when life is messy, when life seems very frustrating and we are in the dark, that you are there to offer the light. And so we just pray now, God, that you would take us through this week to encourage us to be your sons and daughters in all things. And we just pray now, Jesus, in your precious name. Amen. I invite you to